started out with the Parks Board, you had to be there a year before you could join. So 2016, I joined the Parks Board, and 2017 I was chairman. And every bit of the way we have been trying to work on Dunsworth Park and get things going, and funding was always an issue. But then having my children in sports in peculiar, we also had problems like at Raisbeck Park. We had issues with the paving and the parking lot and everything else, and we kept saying, can we do a fundraiser? Can we do a fundraiser? And the Parks Department is limited on what they could do. And so I kind of wanted to do this for years, and been through several different plans for Dunsworth Park. Back when it was 66-acre park, there was plans years ago for an equestrian center and all kinds of other things there. And every time we've asked the citizens what they want, those things have kind of changed over time. So the plan that he's talking about with the fields and everything on there, it's a work in progress, and it's been keep the things that are consistently what the citizens need, that we want to grow, and things that we think will be of use in the future, and things that is going to continue to be of use to the city. So we've revised that plan a few times since the original one. As a foundation, I can, he listed some of the benefits already, but I can apply for grants that the city can't apply for. We can also do matching grants, so if I have funds from sponsors in the bank, when one of those matching grants comes up, if I have $5,000, they'll give us $5,000. We got $10,000 to do a project. So some of the first projects that we're working on is, like he said, trail extension is a focus. So Highline Trail, we're going to put in a trailhead. We already have a small parking lot with kind of a green space area that we want to use as a trailhead. So we're going to put a metal sculpture up there that celebrates the origins of Highline Trail. Most of it goes along the old railway, either on it or next to it, except where we have to go through town. And so we want to put a large metal sculpture of a train there, and a sign out there to celebrate our donors. So everybody that contributes to parks, put a little plaque with your name on it, and it'll be kind of a feature and a start for the trail. That also happens to be one end of the Monday Mile. So there's a loop from where this parking lot is at the Storybook area that goes through town. You got to kind of cross Sea Highway to get to McKernan Park, past Peace Park. So that's part of that whole thing that's going to get rearranged when they do the Sea Highway realignment. But if you go down to McKernan and back, that's your Monday Mile. So we wanted to also do one of our other features. Our other projects that we're working on for improving trails is a QR fitness trail. So one of my funnest memories as a kid was every time we would travel, we would stop at national parks, state parks, and if they had walking trails, hiking trails, it was always great if they had these fun little features on the side, you know, monkey bars or just a whole bunch of logs that you could balance on. And so the idea was to take that, but more modern and less maintenance for the city. So the QR fitness trail is their signpost, and there's a sign. You can have the sponsor's name on there, and it has a QR code. So all you have to do is hold your phone's camera up to it. All of our new smartphones have this feature, whether you know it's there or not. Hold your camera up to it and tap it, and it'll take you directly to where they have these fitness videos. And you'll have a choice of different levels of activity, but you can sit right there and do your whatever activity along the trail and then go back along your walk. We'll also have benches, so no matter what level of activity for the person that's walking the trail, you'll have the benches for rest or the QR fit to give you that little bit of extra exercise that some people want while they're out there. So funds from that we bring in from sponsorship on those will hopefully they'll pay for the QR fit trail and help with trail extensions. It'll also just bring people out there and have them more aware that, I know a lot of people use the Monday Mile, but not a lot of people know how far all of our trails go. We're trying to connect them and get more visibility. So having that trailhead and some other features to attract people gets more awareness for those trails.
What events do you have coming up for that fundraiser?
So we
You
have,
got one right now.
we're working on, so the foundation's doing a lot. It's our first year and we're trying to do a whole lot of things all at once because Parks does sports and the parks and the trails, and they have their own events and they help the chamber with events, and we're involved in all of those. We also have 2 big fundraising events scheduled for this year. So the first one is going to be on Father's Day weekend, and it's going to be kind of a dad's night out. Bring your dad out. It's a whiskey tasting fundraiser, and we're going to have a silent auction and some other fun things going on during that one. All of that will be announced soon as I get everything finalized. And then for the trails, and specifically for Dunsworth Park, we're gonna do, I should have worn my shirt today. So our logo is based on the tree that is on the Peculiar Parks logo, but we've turned the trunk into a hand and all the leaves into stars. And so we reach for the stars on behalf of Peculiar Parks and Rec. So our event in September is gonna be a Reach for the Stars trail run. So we'll go to that walking trail at Dunsworth, and there's still working on a couple of different vendors for the timing system, but they have these running companies and they advertise to runners in the whole Kansas City area. And so since it's a trail run, that's kind of like a feature run, so you have trail runners that are going to be looking for those types of trails to run on, and we're going to bring them down and have that event, and so that'll be a fun fundraiser
In
for
September.
us to do in September.
But you have an event going on now. Okay, she forgot about the event she has going on now because I helped her with this one. We for the Park Foundation, we are doing Super Bowl squares at Coffeecade. He's taking care of all that the paperwork for us, collecting. So if you're willing to do Super Bowl squares at Coffeecade, they're in Peculiar. That would help the Park Foundation. We're selling those there. That's through the Park Foundation. I just set it up with David because Mr. Hayes. I know Mr. Hayes really well.
So technically, we can't do gambling.
Coffeecade.
And so since this is a 50-50 raffle, they're doing it and
it's a
donating
donation
the money to
basically.
us.
Coffeecade. It's right beside Pizza Hut. It's where the old comic place used to be, where Padula's used to be.
They literally have arcade
By Sonic.
games
By Sonic.
and coffee, and so it's Coffeecade.
Cade.
COFFECADE.
Yep.
So
It's a
you get
coffee shop and a video
play
arcade.
video games.
Oh,
It's right off of the street. So if you see Sonic, right behind it is the strip mall with Pizza Hut.
He's been a great partner to work with. He does a lot of work for groups in town. He helps. He does Christmas for Kids, and so he's always collecting money to do that charity in December. He collects for them throughout the year for that, and he's decided to help promote us and to do fundraisers for us too out of his shop. They're really nice.
If we could ever get our Dunsworth Park developed, and we can get baseball, softball, we can make an economic impact like you would never believe. You probably understand. You probably see it here in town. Raymore and Belton all summer long, every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. These baseball fields are rented out. That's an economic impact. Not only are they making some money with that, they're also bringing in people that are staying in motels, people that are eating here. So it's an economic impact to the city, and we want to try to eventually get that as well to help our city grow as well. And that's the whole purpose of creating the Park Foundation. Is she can do things that I can't. So when I go out and ask for a tax levy on a ballot, we're only city-based. 97% of my participants don't live within the city limits. They live outside of city limits. So they don't get to vote on those amenities for the parks that they actually use. So by having this Park Foundation, now they can give a taxable donation to the Park Foundation if they want to help with proceeds of building a park, that type of deal. So we will be changing our green space requirements as well in Peculiar to help with building regional parks or maintenance of trails and things like that as well. So we're in that process right now. Yes, ma'am.
So if someone were to make a monetary donation, would they mail it to, is there
P.O.
Okay.
box, or does it go to the Parks Department?
So no, it goes to us. I don't have a P.O. box. It's based out of my home address. There's 4 of us individuals involved right now. And if it went to the RE/MAX office in town, that's my secretary is the owner of that business, and she can accept mail or payments for us. And then my treasurer and vice president also live. One is in city limits, one is outside of city limits, but we all live in Peculiar. We have a website. It's peculiarparksfoundation.org, and there's a donate button on that goes to our PayPal account. And I'm just about to launch the GoFundMe that will be there for that QR Fit Trail to raise funds for that, and hopefully a little extra for trail extensions. And I'm gonna have a few other things launching soon. So we're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and Pinterest, all at Pec Parks Fund. So if you search that at Pec Parks Fund on any social media, it'll be us. It's all the same place. And so when we receive a donation, certain monetary amounts, we post big thank yous to those donors on all of our social media. The website literally just launched yesterday morning about 5 o'clock in the morning. Robert was working on it all night long. And so we have that PayPal donate button, and we have our website sponsors, which is Community Web Service, which is Rob, who donated his time to get it all set up, and RE/MAX Signature, because she paid for the domain and the hosting and everything else. So they're the only ones that are on the website, but we'll have other donors and sponsors on there soon. I didn't bring the paper with me, but I have a sheet. We've worked out benefits for any of the businesses or groups that donate to us and what we're gonna do for them. So there's gonna be advertising one of our main events where you can say, the Reach for the Stars Trail Run brought to you by the Optimist Club or whatever. And then we also wanted to be able, in addition to that event, your logo would be on our banner. So it's gonna have I've got one now, I'm getting a new one made, but it has our logo in the center, and it has 2 white spaces on the side that we have removable decals. But basically one of our sponsors would be on that banner for a full year. So our 2 big main events that we do, the 2 events that we do for the chamber, and any of the events that we go with the Parks Department, like the Easter egg hunt. If we're doing a fishing derby again, it would be there. Touch a Truck, when we have our booth out, we'll have those banners out with our sponsors on there. So all year long, you would get that little bit of advertising for that business by helping us.
On your QR codes, you mentioned maybe having a sponsor on those. Do you have a dollar amount that's going to go on that?
I have a list.
Can you get that to us?
Yes, I'm going to be putting that out on our website and social media tonight, because we had a meeting last night and just got a few things finalized, and so that's going to be published
Get everything to
today.
me.
If I can send it to you, and then
Send it to
we
me.
can
I'll
get it out
send
to
it out
them.
in emails
Okay.
and all that to everybody
Yep.
who wants to be all your stuff, your websites, your addresses, and the business